Back to the channel. Moparman 1978 here. Today I'm out here on my day off and we're taking a little break from the engine today, but we're going to be getting back on the engine. But in this video we're focusing on the 318. I've got everything else unbolted, including the oil pump. That'll come off here in just a minute. And I've got all the main caps except for these two back ones here. I got to take the pump off to get to these two back ones, but I want to take a look to see. I'm hoping that none of the journals are scratched up on the crank, and not a lot of wear and tear on the bearings. If so, we'll replace them, but I'm just hoping that the crank is salvageable. I've gotten a lot of, let me show you here. I don't know if you can see this. A lot of real fine metal, like talcum powder consistency, collected. I haven't found any chunks or little pieces, little fragments anywhere. They even talked, I'll have to inspect the oil pan further. I don't see any chunks sitting in the bottom of it, which is a good thing. Of course, I didn't get 100% all the oil out. You can see that little puddle in there. That's in there about maybe a quart is left over, if that. But anyway, it looks like when you take off the transmission pan, you always got that thin layer of metallic talcum powder layer. It's not even 1/8 of an inch thick. It's just a thin film across the bottom of the pan, but we'll get to looking at the bottom anyway. You can see all I did is undo that one, undo this one, set this off to the side. And then once I get the oil pump off, I'll set that to the side. And to make sure I don't lose my bolts, these are going to be going right back in the main cap. And give me just a second, and I'll get these two caps loosened up. Okay, so we're back, and what I did is I took the time to degrease each one of these main caps, highlight the number, and then put the arrow which way it's facing. So let's start with number 1. I already tapped them and got it loose. And let's see, what did I do with it? Hold on a minute. Menards is selling these boxes of these gray automotive microfiber cloths for like $40 a box, for like $6 and something at the time, and then they got red tagged down to $4 and something a box. So I bought another 2 boxes, so I've got plenty of these. Well, so far so good. No scratches on that one. I'll go set this off to the side here. Let's find a spot. Let's go to the second one. And we'll look at the bearings on these too. I'll set this right here. Really good. I don't know if maybe I can. No scratches. So that's really good. Just for S and grins, let's take a look at these main caps. Set the bolts off to the side here. Hold on a minute. I made a pocket Anyway, let's see here. Let's wipe this. Okay, there's a little wear and tear on the bearings. There's no scratches. There's just really lightly faded rub spots. And it's nothing that you can wipe my fingers off here. Nothing you can feel. And nothing catching on your fingernail, on the fingernail. But it's got them rub spots. Maybe somebody can tell me what that, if that's normal, or if that's slop in the crankshaft going back and forth a little too much or something. But or maybe that's just what was natural. Yeah, like I said, natural warranty. I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me in the comment section the way that looks. This looks like the new part of the bearing up here, and this is the wear spot. The wear spot. I don't see what you think. Anyway, that's for the number 2 cap. But the crank looks really good so far. Fingers crossed. Now let's look at the number 1 cap. Let's see where. Put these bolts back in here. I'll wipe this one off. This is number 1. Looks pretty good. There's no deep grooves or scratches in it. Anyway, that's that one. Let's go ahead and move on. Number 3. Pretty much the same thing here. I don't see any light scratches or deep scratches of anything. Nothing even your fingernail will catch on. I don't know if these bearings are reusable. This is the first rebuilt engine I've dealt with. Sorry, it was out of focus. And again, no scratches on the journals. And then see also too, I haven't showed you this. I don't think I was running a true double roller timing chain set. This was a comp cam timing chain set. I'll be replacing that. Mopar Performance distributor, gear shaft. And then I also installed one of these for like 20-30 bucks. It's got this tensioner built into it. And yeah, so that probably helped a lot from anyway, especially with timing. And there's a tiny bit of play on the sides of these bearings here. This side looks like it's not even been touched. It's just this one side that's got some area wore into it. So put that back in there. And the other thing too is none of the cylinders have gouges or scratches or anything in them. So they could probably just be rehoned again once cleaned up and get some new rings. Let's see here. I'm using an old shirt. Yeah, same thing with these bearings too. It's got some odds and ends of, I don't know what those little rib patterns are that's for into there. There's nothing. There's no ripples on the bearing surface, but it's just weird little wear patterns. I don't know what that's from. Maybe somebody can tell me that. But anyway, journals are all good so far. No issues. That's great. I'll be using reusing the rods once they're cleaned up. Get a new set of pistons. I haven't decided to, because I'm going to run this 318 in the Dart until I can get the 360 built. I don't want to put too much money into it. Just enough to get it running again so I can drive the Dart. I do want to go with an aftermarket cam, a Lopier cam. And then, okay, so I already got this taken off the back. Oh yeah, we got, as you can see, no scratches, no wear patterns. That's all good. I never had any leaks out the back. It started from the front, and I think that was because when they did the rebuild kit, it came with cheap seals, and I put a when he built the short block, the machine shop guy, at the time I had the money, because I just didn't have the time or the place to do it myself or the machinery. I think he installed this Felpro rear main seals, but the front one I think came out of the cheap kit, and it started leaking and flinging oil. And if I have to, I'll check the specs. I've got the harmonic balancer inside. If I have to, I'll put a sleeve on there and then put a Felpro front seal on there to make sure. They don't have any grooves or anything wore into it, but it's an aftermarket one. Might have been China made, so they might not have got the tolerances correct, so I might put a sleeve on there just to be on the safe side, and then use a better quality seal. So far the crank is checking out. So let's see that. Let's flip this upside down. And these might have been a cheap quality bearings. I can't remember what the name of the brand was. Engine Tech or some off brand like that. It wasn't like anything like Hastings or anything like that, or Clevitz or Federal Mogul or anything. But yeah, see, there's like I said, there's no ripples, no scratches, no nothing. It's just got them weird patterns on the bearings. Anyway, so that's all checking out. Let's go ahead and tighten these bolts on here just enough so stuff doesn't fall off when I rotate the engine. And let's see here. I'll be inspecting, of course. We might be able to pull out a piston here. I just want to get these main caps put back on. I'm thinking if they're okay with the main bearings, the journals and the stuff on the pistons should be fine too, but we'll take a look here. Stand by. Okay, so here we are again. I got the cap loosened up, and if you're new to dealing with taking engine parts and stuff, especially the bottom half, let me highlight this for you. You'll usually have little symbols right here and here. There's this piece right here and a piece right here. You got to match them up. But anyway, let's take this cap off. We'll set that aside. And no scratches, grooves, or anything on the journals where the rods are at. But I won't be doing this to every single one in the video. But I'll let you know if I find anything, and I hope I don't. It should be these. The rest of these should all look like this. Now let's take a look at the main cap. I got to looking, and at first I thought these were like hairline scratches in here, but on further notice, besides the regular wear, it looks like some of this engine doesn't have tons of miles on it. It's still kind of a fresh engine, and it looks like some of the bearing surface still has its original machined surface still on them. So I really took, even though I did hot rod this a little bit, I really took care of the engine. I used a little bit of the Lucas oil stabilizer in here, 20%, and I didn't just, that's the biggest mistake that people make, is just pouring the whole bottle in or half it and not even letting their engine run with oil already in it, so, and pouring it in slowly so everything gets mixed up evenly. And they end up shelling their engine because all that thick oil clogs up the pump and starves the engine. Anyway, mostly Rotella. When this got broke in, I was new to breaking in an engine. Most of the cam and everything, bearings, all that stuff got lubed up with that assembler's lube with the graphite in it. And then I had a bottle of Royal Purple break-in assembly lube that I used on stuff. And when I broke this in, I used regular Rotel 1540 and some Lucas oil stabilizer. And supposedly you're only supposed to use straight 30 weight non-detergent, that sort of thing, to break in an engine and cam. And I broke all that in, and no issues, and really good oil pressure. And then also, if anybody's interested, here is the cam out of the engine. There's no scratches on the bearing surfaces whatsoever. There's no uneven wear on the lobes. Everything's good. All I got to do is scrub this, clean this really good. And then the lifters I took out in order, and I set them in order, and I marked them and put them in the pattern which were they get installed in the engine. And I put a divider between the sets of lifters so you know which side goes in the driver's side. I'm going to take every individual one, take it apart, clean them thoroughly, take them apart and all that, and put them back together. The lifters are Lunati brand lifters, high performance hydraulic lifters. If somebody's interested in this cam and lifter set, I'll sell it to them real cheap. Since I'm going to go with a big Lopi cam, probably a Hughes Whiplash cam for this 318. This cam here is a Earson TQ20H cam for a small block Mopar. Lots of low end torque. 112 lobe separation, 442. On exhaust and intake, I believe. It's basically just a stock 340 or a lightly modified factory 340 cam. Anyway, somebody's interested, let me know in the comment section. But anyway, so I can either get a set of Silverlight 30 over 318 pistons for this for like 160 bucks, or I can go with higher compression pistons for another 100 bucks added onto that. I think somewhere give or take, and then to have the block cleaned out, I think it's like 50-60 bucks. To have the new cam bearings installed, it's going to be about 40 to 50 bucks. According to the other engine builder that's north of Branson, just north of Branson by 10 miles. His name's Bobby Wilbanks. If you ever live anywhere near the area, you can also go to him. He's real fast at getting it done. He builds race engines, mainly Mopar stuff, but he works on everything. And he charges a little bit more, but he can get it done, and he's thorough and he's accurate, and he races a lot of his own stuff. There's that one, and then the one in Harrison, he works by himself, and he's kind of backed up, but on project stuff, I'm still waiting on my heads, but that's Premier Machine Shop, Harrison, Arkansas, Rick Cross. But anyway, I'll probably end up taking this block to Bobby to get it done pretty quick. And like I said, get new rings and then rehone the cylinders. And this should be good to go to put back in the Dart. And then I just got to locate a V8 904 for the Dart, which shouldn't be no problem. There's a lot of 904s around the area. Anyway, it's about 20 some minutes into the video. Here, let me shut that camera light off. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one, because I got a buddy going to a salvage yard today that's supposed to be picking me up an electronic distributor for a slant 6. And he already got the factory dipstick and dipstick tube off of an old Dodge truck that I was needing from a different salvage yard about 3 or 4 days ago. So we could finally, hopefully today, if I have to, run up to his house after he gets back, pick up the parts, come back, and I'm off tomorrow. Thank goodness, back-to-back days off. Hopefully today, but maybe most likely tomorrow, I can get the bottom half of this. I'll start getting this oil pan prepped, and I'll have to clean up the gasket surfaces and get the front and rear gaskets sealed up and clamped down into position so they can sit up overnight, have like 24 hours cure time to seal up. And because for some stupid reason they've never gotten around to molding the front and rear seals on these slant 6 oil pans to fit the pans. So you have to basically, what I do is I go to like Harbor Freight and hold on a minute, and I try to find one of these clamps for you. Yeah, right here. I buy a bunch of these clamps. They're a little stout, but they're really good. And then I put them all down along the front of the first seal and on the back seal, so they stay down and keep the front and rear seal in the position, especially on the corners. And then when I come in on both sides, underneath and both sides of the seal, and I use a tube of the ultra black RTV sealant. And then what I do is I make a bridge between the front and rear seal to the pan, to the seal, and fill all that gap in with sealant to make sure it stays properly anchored until it's fully cured up. And I've done that and not had any leaks. I know some people just put it on and then just crush it, because it's got them little pull tabs you pull through the holes on the oil pan and stuff, but I want to make sure I'm not having leaks. And that's what I'll be doing on this one. This one's already got that one-piece seal from, oh, that's another thing, I don't think I've mentioned it. FastFishAutoParts.com. It's got a picture of a Barracuda, and they sell mostly Mopar stuff, but they got some Chevy stuff too. But they sell a one-piece rear seal that fits the big blocks, and the same seal fits the slant 6s as well. It's about 60-70 bucks for the one seal, but I'd rather have that, pay a few bucks more for a really good quality seal instead of having to deal with two separate pieces of seals that might move around or possibly eventually start leaking. And they also sell a billet aluminum rear main seal cap that will fit the big block Mopars and the slant sixes, and it comes with hardened Allen head screws, bolts for the back. I think that's 120 or 150 bucks. I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at it. Fastfishautoparts.com. But anyway, other than that, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to finish tearing this down, and I might do another video. And if Bobby will let me, I'll come over to his machine shop and maybe, I don't know, maybe he might let me record over there, might not. Anyway, whatever his, respect his wishes if he doesn't. But anyway, we're going to try to get this stuff taken care of. And oh, before I forget, I wanted to show you, I know this is probably not part of the 318 thing, but I've been busy. Whatever I can't do on the engine or whatever else, I've been getting everything else ready. I got the whole engine bay painted, wires moved out of the way, frame all painted. I wanted to get all this frame done because working under this truck, even though I've power washed it at the car wash before, there's just so much grime and rust flakes and dirt flakes and everything else that likes to fall off in your face when you're working underneath these old vehicles. So I cleaned it all up. I had to do a couple welds on the frame here. There was a couple slight fractures. Did that, so I got to finish painting, scrubbing this up, finish painting this part. For the foremost, it's all done. Got most of these wires separated. This part here is just some of the other wires that go to other accessories, but the main wires coming out, I got them all separated. I just got to wrap them up and then put the rib tubing on there. We sell that at Menards over in the heart, or the electrical department. But anyway, it's getting there, getting it all cleaned up. Anyway, till next time.